Coming out of the bye and getting set for the BC Lions tonight, another team that is coming off a win and desperately needs another one to stay relevant in the West Division.
The undisputed heart of the BC Lions. Hey guys, there's a song I love by Alabama before a football game. Is called "You Can't Keep a Good Man Down." Shoulder injury, knee injury. He's trying to lead them back to tie Winnipeg for that last playoff spot.
All the talk about Johnny Manziel, all Antonio Pipkin has done is win 2 starts and put the Alouettes back in the playoff talk.
Well, you know what, Johnny Manziel, we're still talking about him, man. He hadn't played in 3 games. That's what happens when you're a superstar. But the superstar of this team is Antonio Pipkin. And as long as he's playing well, Johnny Football will continue being who?
Johnny Clipboard.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Manziel. He hasn't played in over a month in Ottawa after suffering in the concussion. Hasn't got back in again. We're starting week 14 in Montreal. Welcome the Friday Night Football on TSN. Rod Smith along with Henry Burris, Jim Barker, and Milt Stegall for this matchup. And yes, Pipkin has been the guy. Montreal had gone 2 years without winning back-to-back games. They come out of the bye looking for their 3rd straight. So we've talked about it a lot. Let me ask you again quickly. Any doubt in your mind that Pipkin should be the starter here?
No doubt at all. And if Johnny Manziel did anything if it was Johnny Manziel, not Antonio Pipkin, we'd be going crazy. Everybody be broadcasting saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread or whatever. But it's Antonio Pipkin's team, guys. He's got this team believing.
It's great that he's competitive and he wants to be playing. That's fantastic. That's what you want in your quarterback. But what you don't want is for him to be questioning his role. Yeah. He missed 3 days this week of practice. It just, the whole thing doesn't smell right.
No question. Pipkin is the starter. He should continue being the starter. No question.
Here's the question. BC has a better record and 1 game in hand in Montreal, but they're in the West. These are 2 last-place teams. I know they both want to win. Which team needs to win more?
I think the BC Lions. I think they need to win. They win, and they're Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The East is a lot weaker than the West. Every game more so than the East counts in the West.
Yeah, I think expectations also.
Yeah, and there's no doubt. The BC Lions they're going to lose the Winnipeg head-to-head because of point differential.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They have to finish above them. They can't afford to fall any farther behind.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. These 2 teams have the distinction, by the way, of great defensive performances against the last team they played, the Ottawa Redblacks. Right. Both coming off wins. Kickoff is coming up in Montreal.
Woo, woo.
This is a live mic game, by the way. Henry Burris' mic is live. Jonathan Fisher of New Westminster, BC. You can win groceries for a year if a kickoff's returned for a touchdown in this game. Thanks to Safeway Sobeys' $1 Million Touchdown to Win promotion. And what happens the second time, you can also win $1 million. Good luck, Jonathan. Chris Cuthbert, Matt Dunnigan. Well, I have the call of this live mic game coming up after this.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
We kick off Hall of Fame weekend under the Friday night lights in Montreal. 2 teams trying to stay on course collide at Percival Molson, the 4-6 Lions against the 3-8 Alouettes on a live mic night. Our audio man, Marc-Andre Lalonde, at the controls. Mute button is at the ready.
Right there, Antonio Pipkin. We'll talk about his arm strength, his composure, his sweet feet, and we'll talk about how he's turned this organization around in just 3 short weeks. On the other side, you've got a guy that's been in the league for 10 years and shows everybody week in, week out, when he's in uniform, how to play the game, how to handle yourself. Travis Lulay, undeniable leader of this football team.
Right now, man. Off the jump.
Paulie Bono makes potentially his final visit as a head coach to the city where his career began. Lions trying to win 2 in a row for the first time this year.
Have a night.
And on the other sideline, there's Mike Sherman. His Alouettes have won 2 straight, but he told his team this week he doesn't consider that a win streak. So they'll try and win 3 straight for the first time since 2016.
They'll have to, CC. They'll have to win a whole lot more down the stretch.
That's how it was.
2 teams open the season in Vancouver. Lions won that 22-10. Let's see what they do in the rematch. Dylong kicks it off. is the veteran and former Lion, Stephen Logan. Sidesteps one, and a good kick return by Logan up to the 40-yard line. So good field position for the kid, Antonio Pipkin, the 23-year-old, makes his 4th start and 2-1 at the controls of the Alouettes.
Yeah, a little mojo work, and then you got to shut her down because you got a bye week.
Let's go right. Black F, Jill, Ben, Seattle, Mirror on black, ready. Show? Yeah, show. Go! Black 80! Black 80, set hot!
Stand back in the backfield. Pass is caught by Ernest Jackson. And a first down toss of 15 to midfield.
Well, you take a look at the Montreal starting offense. I'll highlight a couple guys. William Stanback with a little play fake there. Opened up a nice shot for the young quarterback. And B.J. Cunningham, who's become a different receiver since Antonio's taken over. And Tony Washington making his 99th career start.
Here's Stanback. Hits the crease on the right side and runs for a first down. So back-to-back first down plays for the Alouettes out of the gate against a much improved Lions defense.
No question, this guy was on fire last week, and a big win for them. 3 sacks on the night. In the middle, got Micah Alway. Love watching this guy play. Plays hard and physical football. Not on the edge, you got Winston Rose, leads the team with 4 interceptions.
Trey Rutherford checks in as a tight end.
Red 80! Red 80, son!
Little confusion for the young quarterback. Hands it off to, or fakes it, and a flag flies at the snap of the football.
Yeah, you can hear him taking the accountability.
Yep.
That's me.
And a procedure call against the Alouettes.
No, that's me.
Procedure, no end, Montreal. That penalty's declined. Second down.
Let's go!
Well, regardless of the young quarterback mixing up the formation, it's important for his teammates to pick him up there and at least get somebody on the end of the line of scrimmage.
Loss of a couple. You saw veteran Solomon Elamimian, who remains on the injured list, sending in defensive signals at the Lions bench.
Go! Black 80! Back up, guys, back up! Black jet! Arrow gas! Alpha! Touch!
Rob with the snap, picks it up, lets it fly, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bo Lacombo, who has interceptions in back-to-back games for the BC Lions. Well, the Lions have started to generate a lot of takeaways. That's the 12th now for them in the last 17 quarters. Lacombo out-jumps Ernest Jackson.
You have the young quarterback. That play was in disarray from the beginning, mishandled the snap, and what you have here is rotation, and you're going to see this here, and he doesn't pick up Bo Lacombo, and he stays right in the middle of the football field, and because his eyes are looking at the snap after he drops it, he can't relocate. His free safety thinks he's got a wide open Ernest Jackson, and Bo Lacombo gets his 2nd career pick.
Inspired maybe by his brother, Nelson has 3 interceptions already for the Saskatchewan Huskies. 2-interception game against the University of Alberta Golden Bears, and Lule gonna go for Brian Burnham, and a big play out of the gate for the BC Lions, down to the 16-yard line for number 16.
Yeah, it's nothing but a climb route. He's right here, and you watch him get on his horse, and he will climb the defense over the top. And if this ball's put out there even a little nicer, boy, he's walking in the end zone because he's got to slow up for it right there. Big gain for the BC Lions.
41 yards.
Go! I'm gone! Blue 98! Come on!
Here comes Heat. Lule into the corner and overthrows the intended target, Shaq Johnson. Travis, who didn't finish the last game or the last time he was in Montreal, is hurt already. obvious cause for concern.
Well, we know that hurts. And John Bowman, he's going to come right off the edge right there, cleanly, untouched, bringing pressure. Montreal is, and the veteran quarterback takes another hellacious hit, lands on his left shoulder, and you heard his comments there, folks. It's not good for the BC Lions.
Meeting of two veterans, Bowman, the 13-year man, and now Lulay, who again came out of the last start, a minute 40 remaining in the first half, and 2 plays in, he's obviously in some difficulty.
CC, one of the best things about this job is when you get to do color, you get to talk to these guys face to face, and what we call sit downs the day before. I got a chance to talk to both these guys, John Bowman and Travis Lulay, and the mutual respect they have for their veteran status, and the way they both play the game is unbelievable. And I know Bowman feels terrible about it because he's got that much respect for that man right there. Last year, less than 2 minutes into the ball game, he knocked him out and finished the rest of the season there, and the terrible knee injury. And I know that that's in his mind right now. This is like deja vu for John Bowman.
He tells Wally Buono it's his shoulder. And look at that.
How about that, huh?
That is something.
That's the warrior, right? He's thinking that heat in the kitchen, dislocates his shoulder, and he's calling for illegal contact.
I'll have to check that out. We'll check Jonathan Jennings in relief again. Over the middle end zone. Is it caught? Brian Burnham's got it. Touchdown. Well, it will be reviewed. Dominic Ellis was trying to wave it off, but Brian Burnham appears to have scored his 4th touchdown in as many games.
Yeah, Burnham just running a little dig pattern. A 7 route is what we like to call it in a pattern tree, and he just fires a strike right there. Really couldn't be anywhere else low where only Brian could pick it up, and well, that's coming in hot and throwing strikes right there. And I'll show you what his teammate, the Warrior, who we just saw walk off the field, I'll show you his response, because he didn't want to leave the field until he saw what number 10, see if he was able to finish this drive. And it was, I tell you, man, this game sometimes just writes its own story. And Travis Lulay, we all know he's a warrior, and this young man's trying to find his groove, which he had a couple years ago, and he's going to have to take it the rest of the way, it seems like.
3 plays, 2 catches by Burnham. They're in the end zone. Now Ty Long looking to add the convert. Splits the upright, 7-0 BC, but a costly drive for the Lions. As their veteran leader goes down, Jonathan Jennings comes in though and throws a TD strike. There's Brian Burnham, 5th touchdown catch of the season, and now a streak of 4 consecutive games.
Yes, and you've got Montreal bringing pressure like they did in the previous play to knock Travis Lulay out, and they run a little dig route here. They pick it up perfectly. Burnham sees it and throws a strike to Burnham for his 5th touchdown of the season. Beautifully executed protection and pocket there for Burnham to throw in and locate his receiver. And Travis Lulay, the warrior that he is, I tell you, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Even when he's hurt, this guy makes statements.
Get to that momentarily. First the kick return, and this is Ryder Stone, a kid from Calgary, with another good return. Well, you saw Travis Lulay leave injured, but he did not go to the room until that scoring play.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He wants to see his team cap this drive off and dislocate his shoulder and all. That's what I'm saying it is. I've seen that look many times, and he's looking at it. He sees the score and he says, I'm good to go. Now reality sets in, and that is tough to watch.
Go! Black 80! Black 80 said hot!
So from the 39, Pipkin to throw again. Anybody open? A lot of pressure by the Lions in recent games, and Pipkin's got to throw that away.
Wise decision by the young quarterback. Antonio Pipkin. This is against Ottawa. I mean, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in his 3 starts, so he's still looking for that first one in the CFL, but he's rushed for 4, and there's one of them right there, capping off an incredible drive and that well-played ball game by the young quarterback, and big one was a divisional game over Ottawa.
Has scored 3 on the ground in the 3 starts. Better protection, has a chance to air it out for Gene Lewis, and Eugene Lewis brings it down. Tackle on the play by Winston Rose, but big play from Pipkin to Lewis for 32.
Yeah, you can talk about the throw all day long. He's right here. He's just running kind of like a deep corner, and this ball's elevated perfectly, and I love the fact that he high points this. Well, that's a nice play for your young quarterback, settling him down in the pocket.
Just 1 catch for 8 yards in the last start against Ottawa. Big one there. First down at the 35. And quarterback draw. Pipkin's so dangerous down to the 30. He has at least 5 and ran for 75 against Ottawa.
Well, he got 19 carries, 130 on the season, or in his 3 games playing. In the last 3 games combined.
Black scat toast on black, ready.
On toast. Got me hungry up here.
Go! Black 80! Black 80 said hot, hot.
2nd and 5. Stand back released. Anybody open? Time running out. Pipkin's going to take a sack back at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that's a coachable moment right there.
Davon Coleman gets the sack. Pipkin should have thrown it away.
He had all day. I think that might have disrupted him because he did have all day and nobody was around him, and then he was waiting for actual pressure, and it came, and he made a poor decision there. Yeah, but I was to the point earlier, Antonio Pipkin has led Mike Riley and Jeremiah Mazzoli, all quarterbacks in the CFL over the last 3 games in rushing totals.
Sack forced about a field goal range, so Beatty will look for the corner.
He needed to pull that one down and run it.
Had to veer to his right to field that, and he does get the corner. Great boot by Beatty, and they'll spot it at the 5-yard line. 5th time he's hit it inside the 10 this season. Travis Lulay starts with a 41-yard completion, 2nd play of the game. And John Bowman takes him down on the left shoulder. John Lew's on the sidelines with an update on the BC starter.
Well, thank you, Chris. And as we heard over the live mic, Travis Lulay mentioning that it was his left shoulder. A BC Lions official told us on the sidelines that the shoulder popped out, trainer put it back in, and that Lulay, as you can imagine, is doubtful to return. The official added that Lulay is angry, but he's going to be okay, guys.
Long list of injuries, battled back from ACL and shoulder injuries in the past. Tough to watch, but a chance for Jonathan Jennings. 5-0 in his career against the Alouettes. And a touchdown pass on his first play of the game. Long field, they start at their 5 with Jeremiah Johnson off the right side, a 4-yard pickup for the Lion running back.
BC starting offense looks like this, highlighting DeVere Posey back in the league. Big pickup as Emmanuel Arsenault goes down recently for the Lions, and that's a good get for them. And this young man stepped up, the first rounder this year. 3rd overall in the draft, starts at center for him. Big position to fill there.
Big play here for the Lions, trying to get out of the shadows of their goalpost. 2nd and 6. And a quick delivery by Johnson, and he's got Burnham again. Favorite target already, having a huge game. Burnham with a clutch first down catch of 17 yards.
Yeah, it was clutch. You're not going to see the route, but this ball's thrown behind him. He's got to flip his hips and make a catch right there, and that's huge because the last time that Jennings got the football, he was
left, W fly, bullet 29, Peter on 101 right.
He was deep in Montreal's territory through one pass and scored a touchdown. Now he's trying to dig himself out of a hole, and that's going to help.
Burnham already 74 yards on 3 catches. And now the Wildcat direct snap to Johnson. And he gets stacked up at about the line of scrimmage. We'll set the Montreal defense for you, and it's been
5 more.
much tougher of late.
Yeah, it is. John Bowman, 13 years from Wingate. I know he's sick to his stomach after what happened to a guy he respects a lot. Enoch Mwamba, 68 tackles on the season. In the middle, does an outstanding job for him. And this man, Tommy Campbell's going to have nightmares because he's covering DeVere Posey, the guy that ripped him for 100 yards in the Grey Cup last year.
Posey wide to the boundary, up against Campbell, over the middle, Johnson with a catch. Johnson breaks a tackle and has a first down up at the 39. Did not have a catch in the last game, but Jeremiah Johnson moves the sticks.
Yeah, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Continuing to move the chains and make things happen, flipping the field. This is already a win-win for the BC Lions.
Although Johnson goes to the bench, he's in a little discomfort. Trayvon Van not in the lineup. Chris Rainey returns, and Rainey has to step in for Johnson. First down, fake to Rainey. Pass dropped by Johnson.
Yeah, he was in the air, had to go up for that, and he was actually looking at the defender before he caught it, and ball's on the ground because of it.
Double clutch.
Yeah, and he goes up, shows us his vertical here. Does a nice job, and he's turning, looking, and forgot something.
Gold right, 60, wide go for switch. Z Cardinal lock as burst. On 3, ready. On 3, Tennessee.
See, I like this. I like this. On 3, changing up the cadence. See if you can't get an easy 5.
140!
2nd and 10. Pocket collapsing. Jennings on the move. And he'll run for a first down. And a feet first slide up around the 51-yard line.
Well, it didn't get him off sides with the long count going on 3. Boy, he certainly looked like the kid 2 years ago that we fell in love with. He had a remarkable season. Watch him just avoid here. Didn't even think about it, just playing the game. Really, he's just having fun and playing loose right now.
12 yards and a first down, a drive that began at their own 5-yard line, approaching midfield. Johnson came back into the game. That pass intended for Burnham, incomplete. Devon Campbell over there on the corner.
He could be a little winded right there. Didn't have enough on that one.
5 more.
Patty, for a young guy that's had some difficulty, is it easier for Jennings maybe to just get thrown in? And
I think this is. I think it's a perfect example of that, Chris. He's just playing the game. He's a little winded right now, to tell you the truth.
2nd and 10. Has time. Gonna take a shot. Downfield. Jump ball for Posey. And this time Tommy Campbell wins the battle. And gives you a little Manny at the end of the play.
Yeah, a little tribute. We've seen that last couple of weeks. Ball players giving tribute to their fallen comrade, Manny Arsenault. Right here at the top of the screen. He's right here, and you watch him do his thing. Just gonna run a go route, but Tommy Campbell says, no, not today. Now a little double move there, trying to stagger him, and that's just good coverage, and Tommy Campbell getting a little revenge.
So long to punt, averaging over 50 yards a boot. Another big one. Logan's going to field this at the 5. And Stefan Logan gets taken down around the 16-yard line. Good downfield cover on the play by Mitch Barnett. Here's the first time they call Posey's number, but Tommy Campbell with the breakup. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. 7-0 Lions scored a touchdown on their first series.
Both punters did a nice job.
Let's go trips left tight. Strips left tight. Red Jackie slide A on red. Ready.
Forrest Speedy hemmed in the BC Lions on his last punt, and Ty Long had a 55-yarder right there, above his league best at 50.4. Doing his job.
Red A, son.
Two of the big legs in the league. Handoff, stand back, and he gets slowed up but not taken down. First contact from Junior Luke to help bring Stanback to a quick stop.
Yeah, Stanback, he don't mind that contact. In fact, he searches for it and looks for it at 6 feet, 235 pounds. He's not going to have to look far for it because the BC Lions are swarming him, feasting on some Stanback right there.
And injured Alouette, that's Trey Rutherford, who comes in as an extra offensive lineman in certain formations.
Make your getaway with intelligent all-wheel drive in the 2018 Nissan Qashqai.
Talking to Coach Sherman yesterday, he's talking about how they're going to try to slow down that BC Lions front four and defensive onslaught, and doing some of that is by inserting more offensive linemen. And speaking of Rutherford, he's one of those guys they put in there trying to flatten the defense out, trying to create more holes and get more big bodies in there to slow them down, and this is not a good sign for that thought process moving forward.
Well, they're up against a defense that's quickly improving. Wally Bono thought the last game might be their best of the year, and you can see the last 4 games that things are starting to fall in place. They already have 2 sacks tonight and have created another turnover, so that was just the previous 4 games. They're starting to add to those recent stats under the direction of Mark Washington.
Well, I know he's sleeping easier at night because of that resurgence.
Red A! Red A, son.
2nd and 10. Here comes more pressure from David Menard, and Pipkin brought down. It's another sack, and Sean Lemon will chalk it up. It's a sack in 5 consecutive games for number 9.
Yeah, the Lemonator is just going to, I mean, it's going to be flush because you're going to have pressure from this side of the field here, and he's going to be flushed back into a little twist on the left-hand side. Menard's going to flush him back to the boys, and everybody's doing their job, and that's what happens.
He just beat him off the edge.
Beatty from inside his 5. Rainey backpedals to the 42. Rainey back in the lineup after
I was ready to anticipate on the post.
being benched last week.
I saw him getting out, so I thought I was going to be able to get that.
There's DeVere Posey, the Grey Cup MVP last year, including the 100-yard touchdown against the Calgary Stampeders and Tommy Campbell, and there are the numbers en route to being the MVP last year.
Yeah, and talking to him yesterday, he's a joy to talk to. He's really got his stuff together. And DeVere Posey said that he was on a 6 game for a while there in Toronto and felt really fresh towards the end of the season, was just getting going. And here he is in the Grey Cup doing his thing against the aforementioned Tommy Campbell, who on this series of events, we'll probably see it, the big one over the top. He had a lot of yak yards, 102 of them in that ball game.
There's this big one.
That one's huge right there.
First time Campbell had been beaten for a touchdown all season long, and a matchup we'll see again tonight. But you're right, Matt, just 12 games last year, and he is one of the great guys in the league to talk to, and there are a lot of them. But DeVere Posey, a class act, and it's good to see him back in the league after being released by Baltimore. And yes, Ed Hervey delighted to have landed a guy that they think can be a game breaker. And there's the long snapper, Martin Brodard. This has been a punishing opening quarter.
Certainly has, and this guy is the most outstanding special teams player for Montreal last year in 2017. He's got a couple Grey Cups under his belt, and this guy absolutely is an Iron Man, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
Lions start at the 47, and Jennings pulls it down himself. Just a couple on the play. Wrapped up by a former Lion. There's Gabe Napton, who just came back. Traded earlier in the year to BC, but the Lions signed John Lemon and send Napton back to Montreal. And he wants to make an impact against the whole team tonight.
Oakland trade, one-on-one. Yeah, Gabriel Napton talking to John Bowman about his teammate. He's happy to have him back because he's got one heck of a motor. Really compliments number 7 on the other side.
Pretty good war paint, too. 2nd and 8. Underneath it goes. Catch is made by Ricky Collins. Trying to get to first down distance, but impeded. Collins coming off his best game of the year. 10 catches, 105 against Saskatchewan.
Yeah, an incredible game. Targeted 11 times. Caught 10 of them.
And another injury on the play. This one against the Lions. And it's Hunter Stewart, the left guard, who has been shaken up.
Chris Greaves likely to slide over.
Let's go.
A guy has been a jack of all trades for the BC Lions since becoming a Lion.
Good effort.
Guy that plays a lot of different positions. Played center for him last week, and
that's one of the reasons the Lions were encouraged with the win against Ottawa. They did it with Travis Lulay knocked out of the game. Cody Husband with a broken leg on the first play, so Chris Greaves had to come in. Without Manny Arsenault, without Solomon Elimimian, but a win that kind of got them back on playoff track.
And his own man actually clips into him here. Cody's right there.
Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on.
Excuse me, Hunter Stewart's right there on the left-hand side, and he gets rolled onto by his own man. And well, unfortunately, it's part of the game in the trenches. Oftentimes that happens. That's why you see the big boys wearing knee braces.
54-yard punt, first time out for long. Logan is back. Stephen Logan now 43 yards away from the all-time Alouette punt return record. Held by Dickie Harris. He'll get contained there. Another 50-yarder for Ty Long, and the cover team gets the job done. Shaw Road to the Grey Cup continues tomorrow, first in 2 games, and it should be a beauty. The Stampeders, Tiger Cats, Mitchell against Mazzoli, catch the action at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. And the second game of the day, it's the Red Blacks trying to get going again against the hot Saskatchewan Roughriders, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, across the TSN network.
Sask is turning it on lately, huh? There he is, icing it down, getting the rehab started. Still working the iPad.
For the rest of the game, he'll be an assistant coach. Pipkin with a rope over the middle. Lavoie couldn't make the catch. And Bolacombo there defensively once again.
TJ, draw a screen. Down here, draw a screen.
Coach just working it. So is Travis over there talking to one of his favorite targets, Ryan Burnham.
On the holdups. Let's go. He's going to kick everything long. Okay, if you're going to double, you got to double the long guys, right? Get off the field, guys. Get off the field, man. Go.
All these coach him up down there.
Here comes some heat. Pipkin steps up, and Pipkin's going to run away. First down, Antonio Pipkin as he runs it up to around the 28-yard line on the final play of the first quarter.
I think he's asking for more too, CC. He gave the dead leg and lost his footing. Thought he should have had more on that one, but that's a big play for them starting this second quarter, digging out of a hole.
Well, a tough start for the Lions with the injury to Lulay, but a BC lead after 1 quarter.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Let's go, man. The longer you've been in it, it's crazier, too. LB's coming. Here we go, man. Tighten up, tighten up. Yes, sir, DC.
Back in high school, I used to bust it to the dance.
What you got to say to me? I got to say, hey, put your hands on one tonight. Well, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I want to see it. I want to see it. You're due.
Never heard this, but ooh. Yeah.
What you do, man?
All the way up today. He stole my snaps, bro. What's wrong with him? Yep, yep. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Live mics on the starting quarterbacks tonight. Unfortunately, another injury for Travis Lulay, and the whole league, heart goes out to him because he's one of the good guys who's had too many of those.
Yeah, and there's many good guys out there, and Travis stands right on top there with a bunch of them, and he is exceptional leader, and now it's going to be Jonathan Jennings' opportunity to take the reins. And both these teams, there's like a demolition derby out there in the first quarter, just wrecks after wrecks and people going down, and none bigger than their starting quarterback, the BC Lions, Travis Lulay.
Red Jill.
But as you well know, somebody's misfortune is someone else's opportunity.
It's just ironic that John Bowman got him 2 years in a row.
Red A, Zach.
And off inside, and Stanback doesn't want to go down. Stood up, and it's 4 on first down after that 21-yard run by Pipkin at the end of the opening quarter.
Yeah, Stanback is just a powerful runner, and he's got a bit of a hamstring coming off the IR. And, well, I saw Reed there trying to fit it there.
Black house, circus mirror on black ready.
Big Claudell Lewis right there saying not today.
Go! Black 80! Black 80 said hot, hot!
Here comes Lion pressure, and Pipkin dropped again. That's the 3rd sack already tonight. Bull a combo with an interception earlier. Now he gets home for another sack, and that is actually the 4th sack of the game.
Yeah, and he's, I believe he's right here. Watch him do his thing, coming in there, timed it up beautifully. Just kept working on Patrick Lavoie and bent him backwards. And again, I believe that's either a coverage sack or on the young quarterback just hanging on to it too long. Can't block for him. Got to keep your eyes downfield, throw with timing.
So now 18 sacks in the last 4.5 games. Flag comes down. Beatty just got it away. Another flag as Beatty was contacted, and we get another flag on the no yards. So is that roughing or contacting Boris Beatty? As the officials have a few.
It's on them, right? No, it's on us.
They're trying to figure it out on the sidelines as well in the middle of the football field. The officials scrumming right now.
5-yard, no yards.
Wally's got his flag ready to throw.
Can y'all see it up there?
And Wally Buono ready to challenge, perhaps. He wants another look.
Travis has got the iPad. We know that.
There's the iPad.
You have a headset, you don't need an iPad.
We have multiple fouls on the play. Roughing the kicker, BC 44. Offside, BC. No yards, interference, Montreal. That's a 15-yard penalty. We'll adjust the penalties at the previous point of scrimmage. Up 5 yards, automatic first down, BC. Montreal.
So will he challenge the roughing the punter? Isaiah Guzlak-Messam flag.
Well, not every. You heard Wally there asking his.
Oh, roughing the kicker, I can challenge it.
I think that he might got a piece of that.
They can't say. They
And that Isaiah Guzlak-Messam feels like he got a piece of it. So everything would be off at that point if he got a piece of it.
No challenge yet.
And that's a
guys, get off the
first-year
line.
player from Wilfrid Laurier. He feels like he got a piece of it.
but no challenge. So it is an Alouette first down. After all that, back at the 27, here comes more Lion pressure. Pipkin intercepted. This time it's Anthony Orange with it. And a horse collar tackle there. I don't know if we got a flag and a fumble. And do the Alouettes get it back?
I think they did. This has just been a bizarre 17 minutes to start of this football game.
Well, it appeared to be an obvious horse collar from William Stanback. Let's take another look. Orange, the second Lion interception.
Yeah, but it was Sean Lemon who flushed the quarterback to his right, getting him on his horse, making him throw into coverage.
And now a challenge flag has come out.
You get a horse collar here on Orange. Looks like a horse collar to me.
And on the nameplate,
Video
brings him down.
reviewed it. Okay.
Yeah.
And they found that the turnover was created by a horse collar.
Okay. No, we're not going to challenge.
You're okay. Yeah.
So it's yes.
So they play under review because it was a turnover.
First down.
And so
The turnover was
they
created
don't need
by
the
horse
challenge.
collar. Exactly.
So Wally, the play before, was asking his coaches if they knew the rules, and then he was being told what was going on in that particular play from the official and guided him right through it. Very nicely
After
done
review
by
by the command center, it's been determined that we have a major foul, unnecessary roughness, horse collar tackle, Montreal number 31, which caused the fumble. By rule, BC gets the ball at that point up 15 yards. First down, BC.
A crazy football game, hasn't it? It is Lion football. BC with the lead when we come back. Well, one more look after Anthony Orange registered the second interception of the game. The obvious horse collar by Stanback that creates the turnover. And the video official overturns possession for Montreal. It's Lions football at the Montreal 24. And BC pressure, Matt's been the story so far.
Yeah, it's making Antonio Pipkin look like a guy's making his first start.
Quick hitter here, and Collins had to reach back to grab that off his back hip.
Hell of a catch.
That's
hell of a catch.
Yeah, it is. Tell him, Jonathan. Give him some love. He deserves it. Right here.
Hell of a catch. Hey, here we go.
Well, that's nice.
East King
Blowing
left,
away.
Z-on. Ball 323, W slot X wrap. On 101 ready.
You heard Jennings. He knew it was a great catch. Receiver picked him up right there.
Go! 390!
Second and 3 after a pickup of 7. Hand off inside, and Jeremiah Johnson brought down quickly by the middle linebacker, Enoch Mwamba, third in the league in tackles.
Yeah, Mwamba just filled nicely. Came into the game with 68 tackles. Watch him step up right here. Bam! Watch him. Get in there. Step up, and he knew it's coming. Patience in the hole. It comes right back to him because everybody else has got their gap. Enoch Mwamba playing team defense right there. Well, that's nice.
I'm over here trying to get Corey because Corey was on the opposite.
Brings Ty Long and the field goal unit onto the field. 25-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Cody Fajardo. 10-0 BC. And Long has now hit 16 consecutive.
I could, it's not that, I'm telling you, it's not that expose my lack of knowledge of those lyrics.
You can't run with me. You ain't running with me. Check the stats.
Why you let him call that? Why you let your coach throw that? It's real funny, ain't it? Hey, it's funny that y'all got that call, huh?
From mic'd up players to behind-the-scenes action, CFL Wired. Catch it Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on TSN2.
PVR that all the time. Absolutely love that show. Takes you right there like live mic.
Well, you've been in the huddles tonight. And it feels like BC's defense has been in the Montreal huddle. But here's stand back. He broke loose. Micah Awe able to trip him up, but it's 10 for stand back or close to that. Let's see. They're going to mark just short of the 45, so second and inches.
Yeah, you got to spread the love a little bit, and you got to let the guys work for you up front. They're bringing pressure off the edge, and they find a nice soft spot in the middle. And timely run call. Great execution from Montreal's O-line.
And second and short, they plunge for the first down. There's Kyrie Jones setting in the plays. We had a long talk about Johnny Manziel today.
Yep.
You don't believe that the leash gets any shorter for Antonio Pipkin because Manziel's itching on the sidelines.
No, this is about the football team moving forward and trying to develop a quarterback.
Black 80 said hot.
He's had some adversity in this first half. Screens this to stand back. And stand back. Boy, look at that. Ran through three would-be tackles and gets into BC territory. And that's the reason a lot of people have been excited about this stand back who we've seen in limited action.
Yeah, he said his dad told him to run hard, and he took that to heart. It's like Ricky Bobby. You're not first, you're last. Just go fast. And this kid just runs hard. And he found his dad's instructions for the rest of his career. And
took 5 Lions to bring him down, and now they read option, and off the left side, it's Pipkin with the carry, upended by Anthony Orange.
They're having fun. I mean, this kid has had a rough first 20 minutes of his ball game, thrown a couple picks, and he just seems to be relaxed playing the football and moving on to the next play. He needs to settle down and not try to block for the big boys up front. Let them do their job.
Right after Jill Rusher, ready.
36 yards rushing for Pipkin. And Ryder Stone. And a first down to the 40, a first down.
What I love about that play call is not so much the play call is the quick count, catching BC, still moving around, trying to get set. And I don't know if that was Pipkin or if it's Kahari in the booth saying quick count, but he caught him there and garnished him a first down.
Wide cowboy, old brick on red, ready. Go! Red 80! Red 80, son!
Fake to Stone. There goes Jackson. And a short tackle there by Gary Peters to limit that gain. Jackson beats that man. He might still be running.
What a heck of a play. Heck of a play. I mean, B.J. Cunningham is right here, and if he gets the block, I'm telling you, Ernest is still running. He's on Crescent Street by now, but well, Gary Peters makes a nice play there. If he's not there, he's still going.
I'm told you know the way to Crescent Street.
I didn't find my way there last night.
Second and 8. Inside and stand back, not going anywhere. Mika Awe in the neighborhood. Ivan McClellan helping out. And it will be third down, and now a decision.
Odell was in the mix too now.
They're going to try a 47-yarder.
This defense, that's a good stop for him right there. They're going to have to punt this football away.
It's a couple of times where they have opted.
Offense,
oh, no, they're going to.
Offense, be ready.
They're going to try the 47-yarder here.
There they
46. As they've spotted the ball just inside the 40.
That's like an 8-iron for Boris Beatty.
There's no question he's got the leg.
He's got an unbelievable leg. His kickoffs are just insane this year. Set our CFL record last year, kickoffs at 69 yards. He's averaging 76.2 this year. He's got a monster leg.
He's averaging 10 yards more than any other kicker, and makes no mistake with that. And Montreal's on the board. 46-yard field goal for Boris Beatty. Difference in the game right now, a touchdown for Brian Burnham. 3 catches, 74 yards, and a major so far on Friday Night Football. The Resident on CTV, a huge storm forces the doctors to fight for resources and lives. The Resident streaming Monday, September 24th. What a beautiful night here in Montreal. Feels like mid-July.
Very aggressive, but at the same time, we're going to keep an eye on it, just so you know.
All right. Mickey Donovan going over what they plan to do on special teams, communicating with Coach Sherman.
After the field goal, Lions take it at their 35. Just 5 first downs for BC. 2 on the opening touchdown drive. And they set up the screen here, but nothing doing. Fabian Foote. And Glenn Love.
But Stunt took him out there into the play, and it was fortuitous call and play call defensively because Foote, he starts in here and he bounces out, and watch how the Stunt takes him there as a roll forward, boom, and he's kind of just right there for the screen, Johnny on the spot.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Posey to the near side. Looked like Javon Olafioye came out of his stance before the snap. Guy who spent some time in Montreal and had a bitter departure.
5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Yeah, both these defenses, I think, are starting to assert themselves, or have been asserting themselves in this ball game. And we know that they've much improved over the last several weeks. And that guy's working through some adversity himself.
It's amazing. He's on the sidelines with 5 broken ribs.
Got in a bike rack going to work. Got hit by a car.
2nd and 15. And Jennings steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Shaq Johnson. And the Lions have to punt it away.
Yeah, he's right here, and it's going to be a long developing play. Got good protection, and oftentimes it's this play is not designed, actually to go to this guy at this spot. So the quarterback's looking, and everything seems different as opposed to what it looks like in practice. And throw an errant ball. Try to knife it in there and couldn't connect.
Ty Long gets that away. Here's Logan from his 36. A little jump cut, and then he is leveled at the 42. 44-yard punt, 8 on the return. Antonio Pipkin has provided a spark for a few Alouettes, in particular B.J. Cunningham. Check the first 8 games, and the last 3 he has really started to become productive. 274 yards receiving, over 80 in each of the last 3, although they have not made a connection yet tonight.
Well, we're just teeing it up for him. I love that. You got B.A. before Antonio and A.A. after Antonio. B.J. Cunningham certainly a big part of his success in the last 3 starts.
5 minutes left, first half. And a handoff inside. Looks like the Lions jumped that time and were offside. All the BC points off the 2 interceptions thrown by Pipkin tonight.
Officials have been busy. Trainers have been busy. Coaches have been coaching. And
offside, BC, number 11. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And defenses have been defending almost to the point where they're offensive. They've been living in the backfield here.
Play action! Play action!
Odell communicating with his teammates. Always got to be doing a lot of that defensively.
What you got here, Mark?
So 1st and 5 after the Willis offside. And quarterback draw. Stutter step, and he finds a crease into Lion territory and takes a knee at the 47-yard line.
This is a knack that this kid brings to the table. When you watch him here, it's going to quarterback draw. He gets right about there, sees it, sets it up, and then busts out here. This is not taught. This is just instinct. Right there, nothing. You saw his blocker step in outside, had leverage, and just read it beautifully, and well, it's nicely done.
Claudel Lewis slow to get up for BC.
Can't do it with your arm, do it with your legs. Antonio Pipkin out of Tifton. He wanted me to give him a shout out to his Gary, Indiana, where he was born and raised. So everybody out there, Antonio's making things happen up here in the CFL in 3 starts and trying to figure it out here in this 4th.
5 carries, 49 yards, pass for 62 in this first half. Gary, Indiana, it's the Jacksons, isn't it?
That's your genre.
And Antonio was doing some dancing so far tonight.
Yeah, you talk about another guy doing some dancing. We were watching before the ball game.
Jeremiah
has got some moves. And you got Darby out there in Toronto that's supposedly their best dancer. I'd like to get a little CFL dance-off going here across the league.
I think Stiegel would sign up for that.
That guy can go. No, Milton's not even in the same league as these guys.
Okay.
I am telling you, that guy right there, he's coming to pregame, and it's worth the money there watching Jeremiah move his thing. Watch this. This guy is just feeling it, man. I was with him. I was throwing out a hip every time I was watching.
Through the whole warm-up.
Yes.
Now you're on notice, Milt.
Hey, everybody's on notice. Darby, you got to step up to the plate, man. I think we're starting some here.
Go to a 3-man front. Ivan McClellan checks in as an extra linebacker, and a pass for a former Lion. That's Stephen Atakolo, who gets his first catch of the season against his old team. Bishop's product. Big target at 6'4", 200.
Yeah, you got to love that as quarterback. No problem seeing him get it in the general vicinity. That one was between the 8 and the 3. And he's on the board. Zeros up to that point.
Junior Luke in a defensive tackle for BC. 2nd down, stand back, through right side, and Williams stand back. Nudged out at the 25, another big Alouette first down, 15 yards, and they're down by 7, but they've had an edge in offensive production in this first half.
Got a couple of young guys in the backfield, Antonio Pipkin and this guy, Williams Standback. Great patience in the hole, bounces it outside. Both these guys seeing it very well on the ground.
Up to 96 rushing yards in this first half between Pipkin and Standback. Ernest Jackson can't make the catch.
And that right there, that right there is a point fake that is just too long, and he'll learn that. On a quick throw like that, when you've got pressure, let the back do the point faking for you. Watch what I'm talking about. That right there, that's too much. That's too much, and he's late, and he's got to hurry, and he doesn't set his feet, and he throws an errant ball. So let the back do the faking, and you just get in your throwing motion and stick it on him and set your feet.
Like 80.
Coaching moment there.
Like 80 said, hot.
Final play before the warning. 2nd down out of the backfield, not going anywhere. Quick close from Otha Foster on the fullback Patrick Lavoie.
They playing that cut again.
So the Lions defense holds. Field goal unit comes on. 7-point BC lead. Coming up halftime, Rod Milt, Hank and Jim with their take on a lot that's happened in this first half. Most notably, however, the injury to Travis Lulay.
Yeah, that's a dark cloud over this ball game right now, and it's been a tough ball game as far as injuries go for both football teams. And it makes sense to me. Defenses are dictating the first 30 minutes of play here.
Matthew Schultz, the holder, BD from 29 out. And he hits his second of the game and 11th consecutive. And it's a 4-point BC advantage.
Every point counts in a tightly contested football game, and when he can hold them to 3 as opposed to majors and bow your neck, it's awfully big plays defensively, getting off the football field, putting your team in a good situation, and keeping majors off the board. It's what it's all about, and these teams have stepped up defensively over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
There's Travis on the sidelines.
Because he's going to kick it deep, and we're going to have a hard time getting to the 35.
Just 5 first downs. The Alouettes defense has dug in, and BC hasn't had an answer in the second quarter. Jennings trying to change that, and he overthrows Burnham. Brandon Dozier with the interception. And Dozier hauled down at the 40-yard line. There's a flag on the play, but he has just tied for the league leading in interceptions. And these guys can dance as he's got his 4th.
That was beautiful choreographed.
After the interceptions, illegal block, Montreal number 55. 10-yard penalty, first down, Montreal.
Napped in the penalty at the end of the play, but Jonathan Jennings overthrows his target, and Brandon Dozier's got his 4th of the year.
Everything's choreographed here at Montreal is on point. So is that man, Brandon Dozier. Absolute second-year man from University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Playing the music for him, and they dance it out.
Wow.
That's fun. Not fun for BC Lions.
4th in the league in defensive plays. Dozier sets up the Alouettes on the Lions side of center. A little trouble inside. And stand back to the 51.
If I run that myself, I'm gone.
Jonathan Jennings just airmails one, so wasn't able to step into it. And oftentimes free safeties are the beneficiary there, playing high, and Brandon Dozier doesn't disappoint.
Let's go, right?
So does that dance.
Go! Red 80! Red 80, son!
2nd and 9. Pipkin tried to step up, but it's another sack as the Lions defense has been relentless. And this time it's Jordan Herdman.
Yeah.
And it's 5 sacks in the first half.
Count them up!
More of the same in the first 30 minutes here as these defenses continue to flex their muscles and get off the football field.
It's almost like they're playing in honor of Brent Johnson going into the Hall of Fame tonight. The great rush end.
I love that. That guy redefined the position. National playing defensive end. Just completely threw out that whole thought process that they couldn't, and opened up the door for many since then. And Brent Johnson was
Aaron snapped
a new teammate of mine.
Beatty did a nice job. Marini had it bounce by him. He's back at the 6 and not going to go very far. Well, our congratulations to Brent Johnson and the other inductees. Of course, a Montreal flavor to this was Scott Flory going in, Baron Miles, another former Alouette and BC Lion.
Yeah, Baron Miles was just ridiculous. 66 interceptions and 13 block kicks. That's a CFL record, block kicks.
The late Tom Hugo played 7 years with Montreal.
Tom Hugo, he was a center, and he had 26 interceptions. Could you imagine that?
That doesn't happen today. But our congratulations to all the inductees going in tonight, and will be honored in the Hall of Fame game tomorrow between Calgary and Hamilton.
Like to be there tonight for their induction ceremony, and I know it's a big night for them and their families and all their supporters, and we're going to be there tomorrow at Hamilton. Watch them get serenaded by the crowd.
4 straight 2-and-outs for the Lions, trying to get out of another deep hole. Mike Sherman really liked the way his defense has stepped up 33 points against. Combined in the last two, they held Ottawa to 11. And they call timeout here. They want the football back in good field position with a little time to cut in or take the lead.
Yeah, the way this game's being played out, every point's going to count here. Yeah, it's a good call. Get a stop here, 2nd and 6, and get on the field and see what could happen.
Hey, we're going to have 5-5. Spread right, 361, X standard line, wide spacing on one-on-one, ready. 361.
Jennings 6 for 11, 58 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 2nd and 6.
Clock 80! Below
5 receivers out, slant pattern caught. And DeVere Posey at the 15-yard line has enough for a first down.
Doesn't look like much, but that was a big one.
Jet 40! Jet 40! Jet 40, you got my burst.
First catch for the newcomer. A guy that Wally Buono said is a little bigger, a little quicker than he anticipated. Jennings out of the pocket. On a roll. Throws on a run and makes a connection at the sidelines. And that pass caught by Shaq Johnson.
Well, you talk about DeVere Posey and being a little bigger, a little quicker in Wally's eyes. He's a legal touch. He stepped out of bounds and came back in. So that's what that play's call is going to be. But Wally didn't realize how quick and big he was. You talked to DeVere, which we did yesterday. He said, I've actually lost some size, so I've gained some quickness because everything down in the States is compressed on a smaller field.
Illegal participation. BC, number 88, went out of bounds and came back in and played the ball. Half the distance to goal, remain first down.
And the short area quickness is a must down there, and he really worked on that, and he feels like it's going to carry over to his game here on the bigger field.
Right. We needed that stop. Stab, wide edge, on one-on-one, right.
Still 1st and 20 now.
Go! 380! 380, tonight!
On the draw play. Jeremiah Johnson out beyond the 15, so he gets the penalty yardage back.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad penalty the way it worked out. Another down to work would take some time off the clock.
And now Johnson to the sidelines, and Reedy, the home run hitter, checks in.
They got some equipment issues there.
Victory.
Cato's down there. Good to see him down on the sidelines. Hello to Cato, longtime equipment manager for the BC Lions.
Now they're just going to run the clock here and run out the first half. One more knee will do it.
Regroup and start counting bodies that they have left from that first 30 minutes of demolition derby.
Yeah, you know. Hey, son, here we go, hey. On one, pig. On one.
They'll have the lead, but they'll need some more offense in the second half. A first series touchdown, the difference. Travis Lulay done after 2 plays. Antonio Pipkin threw a pair of interceptions. And BC will have a 10-6 lead at halftime. Let's check in with the boys and the host, Rod Smith.
Thank you, CC.
John, could you take us through the play where you got to Travis Lulay? Because it looked like a standard quarterback pressure, but that play sure seems like it would loom large in the eventual outcome of this game.
I mean, it was just a clean football play. I hate him. I think he landed awkwardly. You know, I wish him the best. He's a hell of a competitor. I love playing against him, and unfortunately, I don't know how serious it is, but unfortunately, he's not able to compete right now.
Time of possession favored the Alouettes by almost 5 minutes in the first half. In a close ball game like this, does it feel like it'll favor your defense in the second half?
Oh, of course. I mean, we told the offense we know, it's going to take a while. Keep holding the ball, keep moving it, and we're going to keep hopefully force them to 2 and out, get turnovers. But as long as they hold the ball, eventually their defense is going to get tired, and we can capitalize on that.
Thanks for this, John. Alouettes with the ball for 17 minutes, 14 seconds in the first half, and Travis Lulay continues to be haunted by the Montreal Alouettes. It's just unbelievable how his rash of injuries all have come against Montreal. BC gets the ball first to start this second half. Another deep BD boot. Rainey with a good return. And Rainey out near the 35-yard line. We went back to recap the injuries in his career, and it is just
scary,
haunting that it all comes against Montreal at this time of the year.
Yeah, and it is absolutely just eerie, haunting, scary.
Hey, tighten up.
All this happened in September, the last 4 out of 5 trips here playing against Montreal. Never seen such a thing.
A year ago was the ACL that he just got back from. He got a key stat from the first half about first down production. And that one knocked down, incomplete.
Yeah, it's real simple. When BC, Travis Lulay connected with Brian Burnham on the 1st and 10 for 41 yards. Since then, the BC Lions offense on 1st and 10 has managed 19 yards.
Go right flip.
It's another play by Ryan Brown, a big rookie defensive tackle, 6'5", and Matty, in recent weeks, Ryan Brown has been very noticeable.
Yeah, it's both these defenses are being offensive.
2nd and 10. Here comes pressure. Jennings able to avoid it. Can't find a receiver, and he'll get taken down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's the job. Is you get off the football field, 2 and out, put him at 2nd and long.
And another former Lion makes the play, Glenn Love, and it's unbelievable how many players in this game played for the other team at one time.
That happens in the CFL. 9 teams, a lot of familiarity.
But surprisingly, that bus route from Montreal to Vancouver's been active. Here's Logan, another one of those guys. And he'll skip out at the 36. And so Antonio Pipkin, whose 2 interceptions led to the 10 points, leads Montreal out for the second half.
Yes, and it is it's been a discombobulated first half for both quarterbacks and both football teams. Defenses are having their way, and that's been the biggest part of this offense is the use of his legs along with Williams' standbacks, and it's been the most successful aspect of Montreal's offensive attack.
Red 80, son.
50 yards rushing for Pipkin. He is trying to get away from Micah Alway, who tracks him down. We get a flag as Pipkin carries it across the 40-yard line.
Come on. Yeah, he called B-word and everything, man.
Illegal contact on a receiver. BC, number 4. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down, Montreal.
Penalty against Gary Peters.
Cam! It's a run play, Cam! Sir, it's a run play. It's a run play.
Let's go spread left. Red scat, cat on red.
Wally sniffed something out.
He can't challenge. Was the contact made after Pipkin went across the line of scrimmage? Academic now. First down. Crosser. There's B.J. Cunningham. First catch. And a first down. Back into BC territory.
CC talking to Antonio Pipkin yesterday in sit-downs when we have a chance to converse with him on camera. He said this is an aspect of his game that he felt like he needed to improve. Was the underneath throws, the high percentage throws, giving the receivers an opportunity to run with the football.
Spread right, red, white, cowboy, old brick on red. Ready?
said he loves to go deep. And I told him the old adage, you're never wrong when you go long. Coach Sherman laughed at it. He liked it, and he just needed to work on those things and did a nice job there.
Got 15 underneath, and now out of the backfield, Jackson off his hand, incomplete. Those always dangerous when they're up for grabs.
That's hard to avoid, too.
Screen draw! Screen draw!
Wally Buono returning where he played for 9 years.
What's the call?
Right, Black
What's
Rock,
the call?
double extreme on Black Red. Black Rock.
And I don't know if it's my imagination, but he looks busier on the sidelines tonight than usual.
Engaged.
Go! Black 80! Black 80 said hot.
Another quick start by Odell Willis, maybe too quick. Would be the 6th sack, but flags on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Odell, I think, got caught cheating.
Offside. BC, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Please remain second down.
Yeah, and he's completely past the neutral zone. And then he's still celebrating. He knows he's wrong. He's been caught.
Run,
this guy
hands up!
never lies.
Go!
Got one tonight, 9th of the year. He's number 2 in the league in sacks.
Black Jet. Wolf follow. Alpha. Sadat.
More heat. Underneath. Catch made. And Adarius Bowman held on, but he fought it across the field and is tackled around the 42.
T.J. Lee came a long way to make that play and force a 3rd down. And he's going to be flushed to his right, and you see T.J. on his horse, and he's got to get there.
Cut him up, Chris!
And Adarius Bowman can't turn the corner.
Damn it.
So here, the Alouettes choose not to try a 49-yarder. Beatty wants the corner. And does he get it? No. Rainey back in the end zone. Will concede the point, and now it's a 3-point BC lead. An illegal hands to the face penalty against Montreal, and Wally Buono has pushed them back 10 yards, so it remains 10-6. And the Alouettes will have to punt again. Matty, an interesting strategy decision. You risk here that Beatty with a second chance might pin, but you also have a chance at getting a bigger return.
Yeah, you do. And we know that that young man that's doing the returning for BC is highly motivated, as he was sat down last week. And we're all excited about seeing how he'd come out and play. He seemed very determined. For the most part, Beatty, I think he's been punting really well this year. He's pounding it. We know he's got a big leg, and the directional punt has been decent. And he had one in the first half coming inside the 5.
Beatty launches again. Rainey backpedals. Lets that bounce back in the end zone, and he's not going to bring it out, is he? Nope, he thought better of it at the last second, and that was a good decision, especially after he had to sit out last week. That might have been deja vu all over again. Well, there's the former Alouette. Number 39, linebacker and punter. Raised in this neighborhood. 78 games played in Montreal.
That's just...
And won 2 cups in Montreal, in the city. One more than that with Marv Levy and that great Alouette team in the 70s.
I asked him about it yesterday, what his favorite moment here in Montreal. And Coach, he said, oh, it's an easy one, Matt. 2001 Grey Cup. It was on fire.
Underdogs against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers that day. But Marcus Crandall and company were victorious. Jet sweep for Rainey. And Rainey cuts it back inside and across the 41 before Mwamba wrestles him down.
I mean, you got him dead to rights, and you're standing out there and you're Chip Cox, who's got 882 career tackles, and Granny runs right by you as you're waiting for him to come to you, and he makes one cut and you don't get a handout.
61 W Bucks switch. One Cardinal, one right.
One of the best right there. That guy's caused some havoc for offenses for a long time.
Yeah, we might be talking about him on another Hall of Fame weekend.
There you go.
Pressure coming on 2nd and 3. Jennings gets out of the pocket and runs for a first down. Dragged down by Glenn Love, but enough to move the chains.
Yeah, I like Glenn Love and what he brings to the table. And yeah, he's been around a while now from UCLA, 7th year, and I think this is a really good fit for him. This is a nice job just reacting and playing the game and not thinking about it and just getting on your horse.
You know Glenn Love must be a player because, as you say, he's been around 7 years, almost exclusively as a special teams guy.
Yes.
But they kept him around, and he's getting a chance to start tonight for the injured Chris Aki.
Who's had an exceptional year as well.
Is he ever? First down, open target, catch made by Burnham, and Dominic Ellis will drill him out of bounds, but the Lions have marched into Montreal territory with that 18-yard gain.
And Byron Burnham's right here, and you're going to watch him run a little out, deep out. I like it. Stick it on him.
121 counter, W2 bar flat.
That's a nice pitch and catch. Hadn't seen a lot of that on 1st and 10 by either team. Got to have success in the CFL when you got 2 downs to work with. Put yourself in second manager. They got a lot there.
New season high for Burnham at 92 yards. Great play fake there. And in the flat. Pass is caught by Corey Watson, a Montreal product, Concordia graduate.
Corey Watson, he's been around a while too now. And he's creeping in his 9th year. I mean, and he's a big target. I mean, if you don't know, folks, those guys are big down there. It may not look like much, but he's every bit almost 6'2", 6'3". Goes about 210. He can run.
Go!
2nd and 3. And the slant caught. First down, Ricky Collins.
Find a little tempo here, a little rhythm offensively.
Hey, good.
That's right. It is good to see.
Quick left R. 61 Z-Field Dodger. W. Robin on 101 right.
See, that's good communication there. Jarius Jackson, who you're looking at right there, gets a play call in before 16 seconds off the clock.
Go!
Gives his quarterback time at the line of scrimmage. Get everything organized.
Black 80, shot!
First down. Quickly out of his hands again, this time incomplete to Collins.
Collins has bailed out his quarterback several times tonight, and that time he couldn't. Another errant throw. And Ricky couldn't pull it in this time. That's a big one because it forced him to 2nd and long again. And you're staring at 3 as opposed to major if you don't move the chains.
3 first downs on the drive, trying to extend it here. 2nd and 10 from the 24.
Pressure.
Here they come. Jennings hit as he threw it away, and this will land well out of bounds. Chip Cox off the edge, and Enoch Mwamba turned up the heat.
Yeah, everybody's coming here. Let's get there. Let's get there. Everybody to the house. Coming in. Clearing the house. Nobody in the middle. Enoch basically comes untouched. That's a good drive for BC, though. I mean, these points are hard to come by tonight, and at least you come away with the possibility of one.
From 38, Ty Long hits another. His 2nd of the game, now 17 consecutive for Long, and it's a 13-7 BC Lion lead.
Good drive, oh!
NFL on TSN. Action continues on Sunday. Chargers take on the Bills. Vikings battle the Packers, Chiefs and the Steelers. The Dolphins tackle the Jets. Our coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific across TSN and CTV networks. Go to footballliveshere.com for a complete broadcast schedule.
It's pretty simple right there, right, Red Roger?
Pipkin and the Owls start at the 35. They're a bust there, and Pipkin in trouble, and he underhands it to the Lion bench. Is that back to the line of scrimmage? Or will that be grounding? We saw you throw the ball, Antonio, but did you make the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, he did the right thing, not throwing at the screen.
Where'd it go out?
Tough to see.
Yeah, no, it clearly it went out around the 30. So
he's good. He pled his case. Knew what he was talking
about.
about.
Go down. Watch the ball.
So it's a loss of 11.
Go. Black 80.
Second in a bunch.
Black 80 said hi.
Three-man rush. And Pipkin skipped away from another sack. This time he'll make the line of scrimmage, but have to throw it away with Sean Lemon in pursuit.
I mean, more of the same. I mean, this guy's been under siege the entire football game. BC has been just laying some hat pressures, hurries, 5 sacks. Just, I mean, he's lucky to get the ball twice and attempt to throw it to the line of scrimmage two consecutive plays.
Yeah, that grounding penalty is credited as a sack to the Lions. They now have 6, and Sean Lemon has been given credit, so he's got a couple and 8 on the season. 9-1-1 padding their stats tonight. High punt, not as deep, and Rainey with a flag down, makes it back to the 50. We'll sort out the flag when we come back. Jonathan Jennings and the Lions with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and this is a pretty simple call up top. You're going to see it right here. And the official spotted it. Macumbo's had a decent ball game. Real good one. Defenses are stepping up.
Glenn Love rips the helmet off him, and so it's a 15-yard penalty, and the Lions start at the Montreal 45.
Take that all day.
More drop, and another slant to Collins. That's, I think, the 3rd time they've called that play in the second half, Matt.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, go to the well until they stop it. This is a nice job. I mean, just stick it. And it's tough to beat that when you're giving that much.
Quads left tango. 61 Z bus.
Bowman trying to get there, giving his body up. 13 years in the league, playing with a partially torn bicep. Yeah, it's playing on the line. It's what both these teams need it.
The winner here certainly enhances their playoff hopes. Big collision at the end of the play, but Anthony Parker holds on, and there's Parker's first catch as a BC Lion. Limited reps last week in the BC win over Ottawa.
AP getting in the mix. Good to see. Gave me a big hug yesterday. Play with his dad back in the day.
7-year vet. First catch that wasn't with Calgary. Here's Jennings, another read option down to the 15, another BC first down.
Finally, we see somebody read that and take advantage of the crash it in. This is just a nice job, an easy read for 10 when you're playing it out. Watch him come down, and he slides down, pull it, see ya, out to the gates, and then it's up to Brandon Dozier to make a play.
22 X-Blitz, white streak, W Bulldog, 1-on-1 right.
Jennings felt him coming and knows the type of player he is, and wisely got down.
10-yard run, he has 31 in the game.
Go!
Lions in the red zone. And another slant. And that is caught again by Anthony Parker.
Just credit Jarius Jackson for going back to the well here. He knows his young quarterback is feeling it on those slants, and it's a ball he's throwing with confidence. Why not go to it? I mean, just continue to feed him here. Jarius giving his quarterback a chance to get a rhythm here in the last 2 drives.
Second and short. Hand off to Rainey, and he'll get stopped. Tossed down by the vet. There's John Bowman.
And this is what he does consistently. And with a guy like that, he's so quiet and humble, and he lets his play do the talking, and he's not going to say anything about himself. And so oftentimes he's not getting the accolades, but you take him out of the mix, and they're a different defense.
Little hesitation there before sending Ty Long out. Was going to ask you. A field goal here makes it a 2-score lead, so probably automatic, although some of the analytics guys would like you to go for it on 3rd and 2 or 3.
Yeah, the way this game's
from inside
going,
the 10,
the points.
Take the points. Long looking for his 3rd, look long. Well, sometimes the points aren't automatic. And back the other way, it's Devon Campbell. And nobody's going to catch him. It's a touchdown, Montreal.
That just happened.
Take the points, but Montreal with counterpoints. First block of the year for Mike Sherman's crew, and does it come at a good time?
Wow. Just right through the middle, it's Chip Cox. Gets his hand up, another veteran. 2 plays in a row by the veteran defenders for the Montreal Alouettes showing up, making points happen for an offense that's been stymied, finding a way to give themselves an opportunity to take the lead here.
85-yard return by Devon Campbell. Oh, there's another play for the Hall of Fame resume of Chip Cox. And a guy who joined the Owls last month makes another big play. Devon Campbell.
Chip Cox just turning this football game around as BC is going to take 3 points and go up 2 scores. He comes from right here and comes right up the middle. Inside, Cardinal rule, don't get beat on the inside if you're wingman. And he comes right through there. Gets his mitts up. Devon Campbell says, I'm on it. I got this. Antonio, we got your back. That's just...
Second career touchdown for Devon Campbell.
That's just outstanding. Mickey Donovan absolutely loving his team's play, and so are the fans here.
Devon, a former sprinter, and he hit the tape at the end of that 85-yard sprint.
That's nice. I mean, Fajardo was making an effort to try to get there, the holder, and he's quick. He couldn't close the gap.
Campbell's got world-class speed. Return out beyond the 30-yard line is Chris Rainey trying to...
Yeah, Dozier came in there with a shoulder and lit him up. We heard it from up here. But better effort on Rainey keeping his feet and getting a few extra. But Dozier was bringing it out.
And a few extra on the return. They're now officially calling it an 87-yard return when it looked like BC should make it a 2-score lead.
Yes. 120 count, 120 count, 120 count.
That's the way this night's going.
The new guy needed to hear it twice, first time in the game, but BC trails. And do they have to call timeout, or we got a flag? Oh, too many men.
Dozier! Hey, 5 more. Everybody take a deep breath. Calm down. We good, baby. Let's go. There we go. Spin. Spread right. 360
Safety cut, Z-Nex Hulk on 1-1 ready.
I like that from the young quarterback, settling his offense down, trying to give him some calming words, say, we're all right. It's a one-point game. Got another quarter to play. Let's go play football.
Short drop and a big hit there. Collins another catch, but Tommy Campbell, Glenn Love, and the timeout called, so no penalty.
Yes. That's the first time I saw an actual snap, an errant snap from Godler. Didn't affect the play call, which is a good thing. He's been playing well inside the middle. Watch 51 in the snap here. A lot going on for that young man.
2nd and 3, three-man front. Now they're going to send Ellis, who gets picked up by Jeremiah Johnson. What a block, and Ricky Collins gets the first down, escorted out by Tommy Campbell.
Hey, huddle! 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 Huddle!
Jeremiah Johnson watching. He's pointing it out. You can look at him. He's saying, I got it. He sees it, steps up to the plate. Gets his man, sends him airborne, gives his quarterback time.
Quad right, 79 extender cat.
Nice job.
So the Lions trying to get the momentum back that they built on the last drive. First and 10, rolling near side. Look out. Got away from Bowman. And he'll dive ahead to the 45 and get a couple.
Yeah, that's a tough way to get 3 yards, but he made something out of nothing there. I like the thought process. Move the launching point because Montreal's defense is fired up after that special teams play by that man, Chip Cox.
Spread right or skin. 65X Frisco. Watch that one.
Rich Stubler playing through some adversity with 5 broken ribs. Bike accident earlier this week.
Go! Blue 80! Blue 80, son!
Underneath it goes, catch is made. Posey changing direction and gets to midfield. That's a fresh set of downs for BC on the final play of the third quarter.
That's some of that short area quickness that he talked about that he worked on in the offseason. It was opportunity down there in Baltimore and paid off for him here tonight. Got a tight one, CC.
Going to the fourth quarter, Montreal with a 1-point lead.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Huge game for both teams as they try and move up in the standings. The Lions lose the lead, but they have evened out the time of, in fact, taken the time of possession advantage.
Yeah, and they were down considerably, and I think that's going to be something to pay attention to here in the fourth quarter because defenses oftentimes really rely on getting a breather every now and then in a league where you only got 2 downs to work with. And John Bowman, the leader of that defense for Montreal, has spoken to the fact about how important it is for their offense not to so much score points. If you give us 20 and just win the time of possession, we'll be okay. And when your leader of your defense talks to you like that, you know how important the time of possession is. And BC took control of it that quarter. Flip this game around.
Yeah, they were down 5 minutes in that area. Now up after 3 quarters. Break-up play there by Dominic Ellis on a pass intended for Brian Burnham.
Yeah, he had to cover him a long way, too, and he was in his hip pocket. He was like white on rice, like a paper plate in a snowstorm right there. He was just all over him. Ran the route for him. Oh, I like that. Don't give up. Dominic Ellis.
Go!
Lions trailing despite almost 100 yards more in net offense. 2nd and 10, and Jennings on the money. He's got Burnham, and Brian Burnham has his first 100-yard receiving game of the year.
And I tell you, Burnham bailed out his quarterback again. He's going to run an out here. The ball's thrown behind him, and you heard Jennings offer up a little color himself there, and Burnham makes a circus catch and moves the chains.
Fresh set of downs. Jennings steps up. Ryan Brown in pursuit, and Jennings hits the deck.
Yeah, you know this is a young man's game when you got somebody like Brown just rolling. His goes about 300, and he's catching up to that flea-footed quarterback, and he's got to get down for just preservation purposes.
I think they found somebody in Big 98. He's been very noticeable in recent weeks.
Yes, he has. I mean, just taken two oftentimes, but the Mississippi State product is flexing his muscles.
Second and long. On the fringe of field goal range.
Double eagle with some Enoch
Flag down, and I don't think they got the play off.
Count violation.
Oh, man.
BC,
That
number
just
10.
kills ya.
5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, we know time count cost them a game in Ottawa.
At that point, it would have been a 50-yard field goal, what you're thinking about. You don't get anything here. Now it's going to be possibly a 54-yard field goal, which you're probably playing in a game like this. So playing field position, but that one kills you if you don't move the chains here in second and long.
Go! That's the quarterback. Go, Ernie! Go, Ernie! Tonight!
Ninth play of the drive, second and 13. Jennings pulls it down and takes a hit, but he'll get it in tie long range. Enoch Mwamba on the scene.
The demolition derby continues.
Jermaine Robinson, part of that big hit on the quarterback.
Jonathan Jennings pulls it down. It's not a design quarterback draw, but he sees a hole, and he knows the importance of second and 12 here and getting as much as he can, and he takes a shot. Felt every bit of that one.
So the last time they attempted a field goal, it was blocked.
Every time
And this from 45 yards out.
I'm getting what we got.
And they're one man short. So they're going to have to hustle here. They got to hustle. They're going to get this off.
Yes.
They are set. Ty Long hits it. It is up. It is good.
Wow.
Bit of a fire drill there, but Wally Buono's team gets a long field goal to retake the lead.
We heard Jonathan Jennings talking to his teammates, trying to get back to something that he feels he's on top of. And he and Jarius Jackson on the sidelines after that big hit, trying to figure things out.
Operation Orange in effect. Some BC Lion fans made the trip, and the next home game for BC against Hamilton. They've got the Ticats back-to-back.
Yes. Black 80!
While Montreal heads to Winnipeg next week. Hand off to Stanback, trying to find a hole and a patient run across the 40
for
Stanback.
I like the call. I think that's been the best part of their offense tonight. 90 yards passing for that young man. The double eagle front defensively, which means you got a bubble on both sides outside of your tackles, and so run the ball off the guard and tackle it, and they pick up good chunk of change right there, 6 yards on 1st and 10.
Looks like Jordan Herdman has taken a knee. Gives me a chance to ask you a question, Matty.
Yep.
They haven't had much on offense tonight. He is still with a chance of winning his 3rd in a row.
Yeah.
But if he has less than 100 yards passing at this point in the game, does the Manziel question come up again for next week?
I'm sure it will. I mean, it's inevitable. Even based on his play, let alone what Johnny said yesterday, and people's perception that he's getting impatient, which, you know, you would expect from a guy that wants to play and resurrect his career. But two things. What you did in Ottawa 2 weeks ago, you let him work through a situation in the 3rd quarter, and he, after throwing an interception, his 2nd of the night, they stuck with him. They didn't pull and put Johnny in, and they let him play it out. And his teammates found confidence in him. He found confidence in himself, and the fans embraced him. And I think you continue to let him do that. Otherwise, you're sending inconsistent messages to your football team. It's going to happen. This is a 4th start, for Christ's sake.
2nd and 4. And Stanback doesn't find any room. Junior Luke among the Lions that swarm there. Davon Coleman and Micah Awe. It'll be third down.
Sorry, I apologize there. So for Christ's sake, that's something we say a lot at the house. And it just slipped out. I reverted back to Frank and Eve, my folks.
I think we might have the mute button on you too at times.
Yeah. You know, sorry. It's just a little adamant about that. The kid's making his fourth start. He's going to have nights like this, and he's up against a defense that made Trevor Harris look pretty ugly last week.
You feel me? Hey.
So it's 3rd and 2.
This is incredible, CC. You should hear what I'm hearing, folks.
You are getting
I
speed.
got the producer. I got the whole truck in my ear. They're all saying what I said a few seconds ago.
I thought you said CRIPES.
Yeah.
And Glenn Love making a special team play again down inside the 20-yard line. So BC's got the lead by 2. They've got the football.
Mute, CC. They got me on mute.
MLS on TSN keeps rolling tomorrow. Clash between Toronto FC and Zlatan Ibrahimovic and LA Galaxy. Action gets underway 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN 1 and 4 and in 4K. First down, second half, 8 for BC, 2 for Montreal. It's a 2-point Lion lead. They fake the jet sweep, counter to the near side for Jeremiah Johnson. Ellis trips him up as Johnson steps out at the 24. It's a gain of 5.
I like it. You know, you got speed in both Rainey and Jeremiah Johnson. He's Rainey in a fly sweep motion fake, and he give it quickly to that guy right there, and he picks you up half.
15. Quads right.
Nice
60.
call by Jerry.
Z-Chico switch or escape. X line on 1-on-1 ready.
11 for 19 on second down conversions.
Yeah, this is great. It's a one-on-one situation with the hot receiver to the field. Got a lot of room to work with.
4 receivers to the boundary. They go wide, and they've got another connection to DeVere Posey for a first down.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you put 4 to the boundary, you got basically 41 yards of football field to work with, one-on-one with the guy that has worked on his short area quickness, and you just give it to him, and hopefully better throw, and he doesn't have to go down for it. He can make somebody miss and get you more.
Took full reps, took the playbook home every night to study what was on the docket for the next day, and is becoming part of this offense in the second half. And they'll screen it to the near side, and another catch for Posey. Back to back, and close to the 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Going to be a pickup of close to 9.
I'm watching DeVere very closely based on what he said yesterday.
Hey, still bunch right. 322 staff, X look, Y edge on 1-on-1 ready.
He's going to bring some help here off the edge. But Posey's worked on his quickness, and I can see it.
4 catches, 32 yards. Second and short. And not much there. It'll be third down now as Rainey gets stopped less than a yard from the first down.
It's been kind of an unusual night as far as this situation goes. Have we seen many third and short situations here?
Just the one that they elected to go with field goal.
We gotta win it.
Well, that one didn't work, that decision. Or are they going to go for it here? It looks like a full yard.
Well, he's considering it. Look at it.
They have to get beyond the 41. The ball just beyond the 40.
Giant. They got the big boys coming in.
He's going to go.
Fajardo's coming in.
We gotta win it, coach. We gotta win it.
Players talked head coach into it. He feels confident in his team, and this is huge. 2-point ball game. You're on your 40-yard line. You need a yard. You got to man up here and go get it. If you're Montreal, you can't be offside.
Cody Fajardo hands it off, and Jeremiah Johnson will lunge for the first down. Good surge there.
Hand it off.
In behind Peter Godber, the rookie, getting his first start at center.
And getting up slowly. Good for him. Watch this mass of humanity.
Good job, good job. Way to get it, guys. Way to get it.
Hunter Stewart, who limped off earlier, helping plow a hole.
Oh, man. I am so glad I'm not doing that anymore. That's just, you don't want to be there, man. It's just ugly. And that young man, he lives to be there right now, loving it down there.
Blue 80, hut.
Rainey can't make the over-the-shoulder catch. Hurried by Jennings because of Big John Bowman again.
He just shows up. If you're on the offensive side of the ball, at all the inopportune times that John Bowman made that ball fly in the hands of Rainey. Watch it come off the edge. Bam. Nice outside move back to the inside. Makes his quarterback throw it too high.
Go! Blue 80! Blue 80!
Second and 10. Al's without a sack despite the consistent pressure. Pass that was Rainey. Couldn't hang on. Mwamba picked it up in case it was a fumble.
Well, when you talk about those short yardage situations in the mass humanity and how violent it is in there, this throw is threaded in there and then things get violent in a hurry. And I think Rainey was anticipating the contact there. And
yeah, it looked like he was bracing for a big hit.
Yeah. Those are big plays. Now you're punting the football, giving the opposition an opportunity. Dangerous returner back at Steph Logan.
Logan with 30 punt return yards tonight from his 12. And down the sidelines. Let's see how far he got. They're going to mark him at the 31. So 19 more as Logan closes in on a Alouette record for punt returns, and Rainey unable to make a key catch. Back in Montreal.
Left tight, red rock, Hawaii Mirror X and Z gas on red, ready.
Live mic game under the Friday night lights. Alouettes with 14 points. The Alouettes with 14 yards offense in the second half.
Over the top. Yeah, little hitch and go. Both those guys over the top.
And just out of the reach of Vidarius Bowman. Nice call. You must have played quarterback.
No, it's just, you know, you hear the X gas, and, you know, it's both these cats will run basically will stop and go both sides of the football field. And that stumble right there, that's good coverage. I mean, that's just solid coverage. I like the call, 1st and 10, take a shot. Better coverage.
Go!
5 for 15, second down conversions.
Ready, set.
Anybody open? Pressure coming. And he will be sacked for the 7th time. Well, was he down before or not? Who'll get credit? We know it's sack number 7.
I never went down.
And it sounds like they stopped the play, and Pipkin thought he could continue, but clearly in the grass moments later.
Well, I think he's frustrated. Yeah, 17 yards thrown here in the second half, 73 in the first half, 90 total, and he's got all day to throw the football, and this is a coverage sack because he's got all day to locate a receiver, and I think officials are saving that boy from taking more punishment.
So they give the sack to Coleman. The safety's been conceded, and it's now a 4-point lead.
So they go for the long ball there on a stop and go on both sides to X and Z. They don't make it. 2nd and 10, they get a sack. They give up 2 on that. That's the live by the sword, die by the sword mentality when you start taking shots down a football field and don't connect, putting yourself in second and long in a 2-point game. Now it's a 4-point game. You need a touchdown.
A little surprised by that. Safety conceded that decision. Boris Beatty's averaging 50 yards punting tonight. The breeze would have been at his back. And so he gives up 2, and now it's beyond a field goal.
Absolutely. It's a touchdown now that you need when points have been tough to come by. yards have been tough to come by, and you give up 2.
And you got one of the strongest legs in the league. So
yeah, it's easy up here.
Yep, Mike Sherman's going to play the field position game here, but it means his team, although there's time for a few possessions and multiple field goals, but right now it looks like they may need a touchdown to win tonight.
We saw early in the ball game where Wally Buono elected to take the ball at the 35, but here he's making a punt of kick from the 25 after the 2-point safety, which gives you an opportunity because the big leg of Boris Beede, he got it to the 7-yard line.
Boy, he can blast him, can he? But Randy brings it back beyond the 40-yard line. A good return, and that decision will be under scrutiny in his final 6 minutes and maybe beyond.
Jump low, jump low, jump low.
I mean, you tip your hat to both these defenses for leaving it out there, and you basically have virtually Jonathan Jennings, young quarterback in his own right, and another one, Antonio Pipkin, making his 4th start.
Here we go. East Kings right, Z on. Boss 322, W slot X rap on 101 right. East Kings right, Z on, boss 322.
It's a mouthful, got to repeat it twice.
Blue 40! Blue
In Jonathan Jennings, 5-0 in his career against the Alouettes. And off to Johnson, who lunges for the 50, has a pickup of 7.
That's huge for BC here. You just want to chew up the clock here, where keep that defense of Montreal on the field, because you know that the time of possession's been owned by BC here in the second half.
Lions trying to win their 7th consecutive game against the Alouettes.
128 press slot on 101 ready.
Prior to that run, they had gone a number of years splitting series, and these two teams have a history of some wild finishes.
Green 80! Green 80, son!
Right side on 2nd and short, not going to get there. Stacked up just beyond the line of scrimmage. Gabe Napton crashing down, leading the charge.
That's just wanting more. It's just a zone concept, and everything's going to your left as you're watching this, and defense is going to out-pursue the offense and get in front of them and finally get penetration and stop.
Coach!
Another tackle for Mwamba.
It's a yard, it's a yard, it's a yard! It's a yard!
It is a yard.
It's a yard!
And it is a full yard, exactly a yard. Wally Buono needs some time to think about it.
Well, that's an important call. I think that's not a bad time to use a timeout there.
Got a better spot than I think the Lions anticipated. And
that's the last one.
Punt!
Oh, they're punting?
They got no timeouts. That's correct. They're not using.
Oh, and they take a timeout to punt? I would have asked for a measurement because it's less than a yard and they're around there.
Clearly, probably wouldn't get the I don't think they would have got the measurement because
I would still beg for it just to buy me some time.
Ask.
Right? It's just manipulating, the game a little bit, gamesmanship. I would ask for it and just to buy some more little time.
The guy with the most wins in CFL history might get away with it, but not as much anymore.
Oh, look at Ty Long just pounding.
Here's Logan from his 6. Look at that little shift. And he's out beyond the 20, and with that return, he will pass Dickie Harris on the all-time list and become the leading punt returner in Montreal Alouette history.
This guy, he wears 0 because he couldn't get 10 to represent his good friend, best friend that's serving time in prison, and that was taken by Marco Bruyette, and so he had to take 0, and he said 0 signifies he's a Tasmanian devil when he gets the ball and he's shifty, and he can go from 0 to 60 in his heartbeat, and you saw it there.
I think you probably played Dickie Harris in your first year. He played from 72 to 82 here at Montreal with the Marv Levy dynasty team. Pipkin gets swung around, but Willis couldn't bring him down, and on he goes. Well, he's as good a running quarterback as there is right now in the CFL, isn't he?
Well, he almost has any rushing yards as he does passing yards in this ball game, but he doesn't have a touchdown throw in 4 starts, and he's been doing a lot of this and doing it well, and he's got to manage this game in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds and find a way to put a major on the board, whether it's on the ground or through the air for his first of the season in his career.
6 carries, 61 yards tonight. Up to 191 yards in his 4 starts.
Got a problem with the chains. Thinks that's the delay. They're actually going to measure this.
What happened?
The spot's being adjusted just short of the 30-yard line. Be second down.
Oh, so command center saw a better spot, proper spot, moved it back a little bit. So you're looking at second and short. That's the confusion here in the pause in the game.
Might give Kari Jones a free play to work with.
I think you go get it here.
You're not fooling around.
Not the way BC's been playing and what we've seen thus far in these situations. I'm not risking anything.
Look, bro. Hey, this happens every game.
You've only played 4. How do you know?
Love the live mic in that fracas.
Oh, it's like, come on, man. It's like you're not going to get that play. Maybe Travis would.
He doesn't have.
Or Mike Riley or Bo Levi. When you play your 4th game, you can't be playing officials like that.
Mike Sherman says he doesn't have it. It's going to be 3rd down. According to the coach. Well, no, he got it. He got it, coach.
That's why you don't mess around, because those yards are hard to come by in this ball. You try to go get it.
Back up, guys. Back up off the whites. Get off the white, man. Get off the white.
Just the 3rd first down of the second half for the Owls.
Alpha.
Here Coach Delano playing get that guy in the sidelines.
Oh, pick. TJ Lee, number 6, pick 6, touchdown. What a year he's had, his 3rd interception of the season, and he takes it into the end zone, and suddenly Wally Buono's crew has breathing room.
Defense all night long, taking it to the house for both teams, getting it done.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go.
Picked him clean, sat on it, never moved his feet, and just jumped it the whole way. Ball was thrown behind. I don't think it would have mattered. TJ Lee just sat and jumped and put a nail in the coffin for the Montreal Alouettes.
Become the leader in the back end. Leads the league in knockdowns with 11. Ty Long adds the convert. And leads the BC Lions in defensive plays. He just made their biggest D play of the night. Number 6. Expanding the Lions' lead. Well, this will be the debate in Montreal next week.
We're already debating it up here. You know, it's on.
All day, baby.
And it's because of those guys. That defensive secondary, defensive line.
Hey, love you, baby.
Yeah, they're
17 points off takeaways tonight, Matt.
Yeah, and there's going to be days like this. 4th start, this defense makes experienced quarterbacks look average. And lesson learned. He held on to the ball several times. Good defensive coverage in the back end. Defensive line pressuring him. I mean, just offense was not there tonight. And I credit BC Lions defense for just getting after it and getting this big one.
There's Logan. Back to the 47 sacks. 3 takeaways by the defense tonight. And Pipkin's got to get back on the horse.
Yeah, this ball is like 2 yards thrown behind his receiver. And it's not even close. As you're going to watch this guy right here. Just sit, jump, errant throw. That's easy pick. That is huge play for the BC Lions at this point of the season.
Lions can escape the cellar with a win here tonight. They move even with Winnipeg in victories, but have a game in hand. And an injured Montreal Alouette, Jermaine Robinson.
Right. this is an explosive game. It's only 11 points. It's 2 scores. Yep. I mean, big play capability. I mean, we haven't seen that possibility tonight, but it is out there.
And we know how strong this guy's arm is.
Yeah.
Let's see if he uses it here.
See if he gets time to use it, or he can locate somebody and settle down.
A little trouble with the snap there. Gonna throw it out there for Stanback. Oh, there's some pads popping. Mike Alway, Williams Stanback.
Man, that's what I wanted to see all night long, and that was wicked right there. Out of Stanback playing his game, and BC Lions playing theirs all night. Oh my goodness.
Short gain, 2nd and 8. Crosser. And the catch made there by Cunningham. He'll be short of the first down, and the Alouettes offense has to stay on the field now.
Mark Washington's defense playing smart, playing everything underneath, nothing over the top. They don't want to give that big chunk play, and playing it and coming up in swarms and laying some hat right now in Montreal receivers. They'll be content to do it again right here.
3rd down. Scrambling. Taken off. Gonna get there? Yes. Empty run to the 50-yard line, and has the first down with 4 yards to spare.
Getting that dead leg again. Right here.
Spread right.
Give it to him. Take it
Red
away.
jet. Pearl. Kush.
Just broke him down. Yeah, that's a big man, too.
Alpha.
6'2", 230.
69 yards rushing. A lot of time. And look out, another. This one's Anthony Orange. And nobody will catch him. Back-to-back pick sixes. And the BC Lion defense put an exclamation mark on this one.
It's the final nail in the coffin. There goes the spread.
It's okay. Make sure we get some fresh guys out there, Randy.
Third interception of the year for Anthony Orange.
Just playing off, jumping everything. Good defenses do that in this situation. Young quarterback just baiting him. The ball should have never been thrown. He was trailing him, undercut him the whole time. No way he was going to fit that ball to Darius Bowman. Orange waltzes into the end zone. They've been dancing from the beginning of the game to the end.
This Mark Washington defense, which Wally Buono suggested had its best game last week, just raised the ante here tonight. 7 sacks, 4 takeaways, a couple of interception returns for touchdowns. And a salute to the Lion fans who made the trip. Long has the convert, and it's 32-14.
Yeah, here's the matchup you're looking at right here, and they're going to go across the football field here and watch Anthony Orange just baits the quarterback, gets on his hip right here. There's no angle there to throw the football. The only thing he can do is raise it up and throw it high and outside and let him go get it. He undercuts it, and it's a waltz into the end zone. That's a good night. BC's got a chartered flight. They will fly back to Vancouver tonight, Hamilton next week, and then they got to fly back east, play Hamilton again at home, and then Toronto. Then they close it out with 4 Western opponents: Calgary, Edmonton, Sask, Calgary. So it's going to be an interesting last third of the season for the BC Lions as they position themselves extremely well here tonight with a hard-fought victory.
Back in the mix in the West, and now at least 4 points ahead of Montreal and Toronto in that crossover opportunity. Sure, fans in Winnipeg were cheering for the Alouettes tonight. Logan again. Pumped up by Lacombo. Let's check the standings. There will be a change in the standings tonight as the Lions, with the decision desk giving the victory, move ahead because of the game in hand against Winnipeg.
Yeah, boy, that division's changed drastically over the last 4 weeks.
Spread left, Q black jet, Hawaii Maroon, black ready.
Alouettes go to Winnipeg next week.
And see that guy right there on the left, Travis Lulay. It's good to see a smile on his face in spite of what happened to him earlier.
Black 80.
Defense picked him up as
Black
well as
80 said
Jonathan
hot,
Jennings.
Looked like he wanted the pump and go. It turned out to be the pump and uh-oh. Down he goes again.
Out of that tonight.
Here are the Eastern standings.
Wow.
And the Alouettes will technically be last. The Argos a game in hand.
Black Lucy outlaw on black ready.
Ottawa, Saskatchewan, Hamilton, and Calgary coming up this weekend to perhaps break the tie for first in the East.
Black 80 said hot, hot.
We'll be there in Hamilton tomorrow for that Hall of Fame game.
You'll be there. I'll be back in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, and then we go back to the studio to cover that game, CC.
That's why you make the big dollar.
Yeah, right. We'll be Ubering back from Hamilton to Scarborough. That's not true. I'm driving a truck.
Rainey at his 21. And Rainey nailed at the 30-yard line. J.S. Blanc, Glenn Love downfield. Again, a reminder, this one is going to be a beauty. The Hall of Fame game features Calgary in Hamilton.
Gunslingers
Eastern.
right there.
Yep. And then it's
Willie
the Red
Jefferson.
Blacks. Speaking of defenses who know how to get to the end zone.
Yeah.
The Rough Riders and the Red Blacks tomorrow, 9:30
I'm a firm
Eastern
believer.
time.
I'm a firm believer defenses can win you championships and often do more times than not.
Go!
And you see what defense done here. We see what Saskatchewan's doing. Hamilton's raised their level.
Jeremiah Johnson, a good run. I thought defenses were supposed to dominate for the first month or so, and then the offenses get going. But the defense is really digging in, aren't they?
I mean, you're looking at the back end. You're looking at the good-looking guys on the back end that shut everything down with the passing game. But it's those ugly guys up front that put pressure. And Mark Washington knows it, and he's been on his guys up front to make a difference. And they've got the job done over the last several weeks. And I think that's a turnaround we're seeing in the BC Lions.
And the formula for success for their first road win of the year. The first charter flight where they'll be smiling on the way home.
Yeah, go back to that point you just made there, CC. First road win of the season. 0-5 coming in tonight. Didn't want to go 0-6 because the last time they did that.
No, the OG checking in with all these young savages. It's a savage life.
You weren't calling Odell ugly, were you? Well,
my boy Clyde there.
Jack's right, victory.
Get set. All we do is go. Salt, baby. Salt, baby.
I know what's good for me, Matty. That's a bunch of good-looking guys.
Yeah, they are. They are. They've been good looking tonight. Their play's been doing the talking for them. And as last week, and I really think that that's where their football team is going to be identified, pretty much moving from this point forward. The loss of Travis Lulay, they're going to have to rely on those big boys up front. The crew we just saw there, BC, 106 yards given up on first down in the second half. They just put it.
Well, they will have to go forward without Travis Lulay for some time. Jonathan Jennings comes in and wins in relief in back-to-back outings for the BC Lions as they win their second in a row for the first time this season and get to 5-6. Well, the two-game win streak for Mike Sherman's squad is over. Time for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
Yeah. just give it to everybody on that side of the football because they did it collectively. 7 quarterback sacks on the night. That's not counting hurries or hits on the quarterback because there was at least a dozen more of those. Absolutely wreaked havoc on a young quarterback that came in hot, kind of cooled off over the bye week and couldn't find his mojo and the rhythm because the BC Lions defense is your Nissan Titan players of the game.
Scored a couple of touchdowns and held the Alouette offense to 158 yards. Some consoling words from Wally Buono and Odell Willis for the young quarterback Antonio Pipkin. The questions will be, does he get the start next week? We're pretty sure it'll be Jonathan Jennings for BC. Once again, the final score tonight, the BC Lions win their 10th consecutive game against Montreal, 32-14 the final. From Percival Molson Stadium, So Long Sports Center is now.